I just wanted to make this video real quick, and only because I've been watching the news recently more and more, and I keep seeing these things where um, this guy Ben Dover or whatever the hell his name is, he was supposedly the Democrat who agreed with 90% of Republicans. He's leaving. Thank goodness. He's leaving. Now we got to get rid of Joe Lieberman, and at least we'll have some fucking balance. Um, but let me say this: I just got done watching one of the Young Turks videos where Cenk Uygur talked about Obama being actually the most conservative. Excuse me, Obama being the most conservative president we've had in a while. And you know what? I tend to agree with that because if you look at Obama's following of Bush policies, and if you watch what Obama has done, he's keeping with the uh, indefinite imprisonment of people, and he's keeping up with the wireless or the phone tapping, not the wireless phone tapping, but well that too, and but the warrantless phone tapping. You have to think this guy. This guy's not a liberal. I mean, fucking wake up, and I hate to sound like people like Alex Jones and stuff because I don't agree with Alex Jones. 90% of the time. But in this instance, at least I have to somewhat agree with him because it's just there's like barely any people, any of these politicians that you can even respect, let alone agree with. Um, you know, uh, the only people I still do respect, um, the politicians are Alan Grayson and Bernie Sanders from Vermont, and that's the only two people I agree with. I mean, as far as Obama's been the big, and I've said it before, in another video, but I'm gonna say it again. Obama's the biggest disappointment that I have ever seen. I mean, this guy came with such hype. Oh, he's gonna be the person that we've been waiting for. He's gonna be the true blue, honest politician that's going to clean up. You know, he's the first African American politician. I mean, president, not a real politician, but president that's gonna clean up Washington. He's going to, you know, bring back. Excuse me. Oh, okay. He's gonna bring back honesty to Washington, and he's going to do all these things. And oh my goodness, I remember, at the end of uh, Capitalism: A Love Story, when they were celebrating Obama's victory. In a way, how people were crying and they were, weeping and stuff, and um, that's, if half of those people, and I know that Obama still enjoys a huge, well, we could call it huge, a huge, or at least a large enough support, among African Americans and many Latinos. But I mean, I don't know if he enjoys such support. If people knew, excuse me, if people knew, what a fucking sold out this guy's been. I mean, this guy's been such a sold out and such a disappointment that, I mean, it makes me want to weep sometimes. It's so disappointing to see this guy who came in with such hype. And people were fucking crying for this guy. It's such a disappointment. I mean, I've always had a cynical bent. Especially after Gore supposedly lost to Bush, which is such bullshit. Anybody who's intelligent enough to read and inform themselves knows. They know that Bush stole that election. I don't care what anybody else says. It's a fact. Bush stole that election. But, you know, let's not go there. Only reason because that's past, and there's nothing that can be done about it. And this guy, for as much as criminal as he and Cheney have been, they're never going to get prosecuted. The only way they're going to get prosecuted if this country is taken over by true patriots, who actually, do everything in their power to just bring these people to true justice. The only justice is people deserve. Well, you know what kind of justice people deserve, but we're not going to go there again. But like I said, this guy Obama has just been such a disappointment, and justifiably so. I mean, what can you expect from somebody who's a Washington insider who, in disguise? This guy, you know, try to portray himself as such an outsider, and criticizing Bush only to fucking let him go and Cheney without trial. I'm telling you, if I'm ever around, I gotta tell you this because it's just part of my rant. If I'm ever around, if I'm ever around Cheney's tomb when he fucking croaks, I'm going to fucking piss on his tomb because this guy makes Hitler look good. Okay, in my opinion. I mean, he didn't gas 1 million Jews, but this guy is such a fucking monster. I mean, for God's sake, he shot his fucking friend in his face. I mean, what can you say about that? I mean, but anyways, uh, now that I'm pretty much gotten a lot of this out of my system, I just had that to say that. I mean, this guy, and it's funny and sort of good how Shankin was able to point out all these things about Obama because wake up, and I know I'm gonna piss off a lot of liberals, but wake up, this guy is not a fucking liberal. He's a fucking conservative. You've been duped. You've been lied to. There's just there's a reason why fucking people have been occupying everywhere because people are sick and tired, and I just can't wait until people get to that blood boiling anger that that things are going to go back the way they used to be. I just hope and pray to any of the gods and goddesses out there that people get pissed off to the blood, to the boiling point. That they get so angry that there's a revolution out here. I really hope that happens because when that happens and people get to you'll see the fucking politicians cower in their fucking in their fucking houses in fear, and that's the way it should be in my opinion. And I know people are gonna say, well, that sounds fascist, that sounds no, you know what, why doesn't that is not fascist? Why that is not, because that's what our country was founded upon. Angry people who wanted to get away from the tyranny of of the people ruling over them. How the hell do you think? I mean, people are. It's so easy for people to forget how we fucking initiated this country by 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 like going against you know uh, the king and the establishment of England by rebelling against them and saying that we're not going to take it anymore. You're not going to screw us over anymore. That's how we were able to get away from such tyranny, and people just seem to fucking easily dismiss and forget that. They forget that, you know, we got away from these fuckers not by voting them out, but by taking them out. And I know that sounds harsh, but you know what? I don't fucking care because that's the way we got this country. And if anybody wants to fucking challenge me on that, I'll be glad to accept your challenge because you know what? That's the fucking truth. That's how we got rid of these fuckers, you know, in England. And unless something happens, we're gonna have no fucking choice. We're gonna have no fucking choice because these politicians do not care. They do not respect the American people. They're supposed to be the servants of the American people. They're their fucking masters. And people are starting to slowly wake up and realize this. And people are starting to get pissed off. And they should get pissed off because um, they this shit. It's unbelievable what the American people what American people are putting up with when they shouldn't be putting up with this kind of shit. I'm done. I'm just before I get more pissed off and say something stupid. I'm done.